And we are live. We are live. Hello, everybody. All right, here we go. Now we're here. All right, hello, everybody, and welcome to another SWG Legends video. It is the 10-year anniversary of the Star Wars Galaxies shutdown. And what a wow, it's been interesting. I'll tell you that much for certain. 10 years ago today, December 15th, 2011, Star Wars Galaxy shut down for good. I'm quoting for good. And we never knew if anything was going to come back. There was always the rumors. Everyone just went to the Old Republic to go play that instead. Some people just didn't bother with anything. Some people just went ahead and, they just came back and just said, we'll see. Maybe there's a SWG 2 coming out, Star Wars Galaxies 2 coming out. Never really happened. A couple years later, we started seeing the emulators pop up, mostly the pre-CU ones that we were seeing. That, there was no NGE emulators at the time. And then probably about 2016, 2017, we started seeing the NGE emulators pop up a little bit more. And SWG has been one of the ones that's been around the longest, I would say. Definitely has been definitely been around the longest. So obviously I'm here, and I will tell you guys a little bit of a story about who my first character was that I ever created on SWG, Star Wars Galaxies. And if you do hear any voices that happen to come up, please excuse me, because I am in my guild's Discord, which is basically, we call it vent as kind of a thing. But we are here, so if anyone does pop into guild Discord, you might hear some voices. But this is the first character I ever created. A whole story behind him is, he's a Jedi. I created him. I remember when I created this character, the first day I logged into the Mos Eisley Starport. I'm going to go do that, actually. That's the first thing that I did. And just show you guys before I go on to Huba. Because Huba's going to be the guy for me, as far as I'm concerned. I hope sound's working okay. Huba's going to be the guy for me. I seem to be on a little bit of a delay. That's all right. Little bit of delay with OBS, and oh shoot, okay, well there is your event already. So we already got an event going on here. So this is everyone already partaking in the event. I can only imagine this is going to lag like all hell. As you see, there is ghosts and stuff like that. I think you guys already seen everything that I did. But this is the first guy, and this is kind of a shining example of what it was like when I actually logged in for the first time, and that was 2015. Sorry, 2015. 2005. Wow, should say 2015. 2005, I logged in for the first time, and it was right when the NGE happened. I never partaked in anything pre-CU or before the NGE or anything like that. And I remember logging in, and there was all this chat going on. Like, it was spam city, basically, and I had no idea what it was. As a matter of fact, I don't even want to be here on this character, to be honest with you, because I'm going to come back here later. I'm going to see if I can get out of here, but I'll show you my first. You leave the festivities behind. Yeah, that's cool. My first spot that I was, because it was the Mos Eisley. And, it's very laggy. That is going to be pretty bad for my stream, but that's okay. But yeah, you can see where it was, how many people were there. I'm actually going to go to the Mos Eisley Starport because that's where I was first. And this is the first character I created, and of course my first thing is, my first profession I chose Jedi, right? And I'm like, oh, Jedi, I can be a Jedi with a lightsaber, so cool. And little did I know that it's so much easier with the NGE than it was with anything else. But this is the first place actually kind of dead here in Mos Eisley Starport. But just to give you an idea, this is similar to how it was when I logged. Actually, I started on Loca. I think it was actually a lot bigger, more population when I logged in at the time. And what makes this unique? It's just what makes this unique is that you always have I had a bunch of spammers, but I also couldn't move. Like I knew how to move, like I knew the arrows to choose and everything like that. I knew how to move, but I couldn't move. And this was 2005, and I remember I had an old gateway computer, and having an old gateway computer was that was quite interesting. So yeah, there's quite a few people in the cantina. This is about similar to what I would normally have seen. Cool, right? So yeah, there we go. So we had an old gateway computer, and nothing. I wasn't moving at all in a Mos Eisley Starport, and I was frustrated. And then I was like, well, let me see what this game's like, and then I just didn't know. I didn't know what to do, so I kind of like gave up because it was just so. It was a bit frustrating to me because of the fact that I just couldn't move on this old computer. So I eventually saved up a little money from my job and at the time and decided to do an upgrade to a Dell machine. And yeah, after that, I actually ended up going back on Loca. And I still couldn't figure out what to do. It was running much better. I wasn't as laggy. And the problem that I had was that I was like, I guess I figured out that you had to pay a monthly subscription after a certain time or after a certain level to, I don't know if it was a certain time or a certain level. I forgot what it was to continue on. I think it was after a certain level you had to pay the subscription. Or maybe it was after 30 days or something. And I didn't know what to do. I was like, should I pay? I'm like, I don't know. I don't want to pay a monthly fee. I'm like, that's just kind of lame to pay to play a video game, right? So I wasn't up for it, and then I was still in the start of the height of my career at the time, so playing video games really wasn't top of my list. And then I was starting to see a girl at the time too, so definitely wasn't top of the list, and it was constant going out every weekend. Which was, my thing. And, and then I guess what triggered it off for me was at some point in time, I want to say in 2006, the girl I was seeing, we were no longer seeing each other. And I was bored. Now, I remember seeing this game on the shelf at Best Buy. I was looking for a Star Wars game that was like Knights of the Old Republic. And I said, I need a Star Wars game. I saw Star Wars Galaxies, and I saw all this, these neat things with it. And I looked at it. I think I even looked it up online somewhere or stuff like that. And I was like, oh, this looks great. And that's what possessed me to buy it. And so at that point, hopefully everyone can hear me, because that's the other thing. Because it sounds like no, everyone can hear me. So at that point, I was. I was kind of bored. I wasn't up for meeting anybody else at the time. I was still doing okay with my job. I mean, that was without a doubt. I didn't want to go out on the weekends with my friends. I kind of, they like to go out and party, and it just wasn't me. And I think how old was I? I must have been in my 20s at the time. I'm just trying to think. 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29. About 28, 29 at that point. And so I decided just to suck it up and pay the fee. I think it was like every 6 months they charge you or something. I don't remember exactly what it was, but I said, it's not bad if I can pay one time. So I paid the fee. And the rest is history at that point. So that is the reason why I got into SWG. 2005 was when I started. 2006 though was when I really, really played. So that is kind of where I was. So I'm going to log into Huba because logging into Huba is kind of my thing here. So you can see This guy was never a character. This is a character I created a few years ago. I've been playing in SWG Legends for like 3 years now. And this is one of my characters. This is my Mandalorian Brotherhood entertainer. I actually created him new as well. This is one of my armor smiths for Mandalorian Brotherhood. I had him on Wanderhome, my bounty hunter that I had on Wanderhome, and my Jedi that I had on Loka as well. So 3 of these characters were on live at some point. I'm going to go right to Huba, and there's a reason why I'm going to Huba now, so you can understand. There it is. So, oh man, that's insane. Somebody's here. Awesome. All right, well, that's great. It's always good to see somebody here. So the reason why I'm here, as you can see, this is the Death Watch bunker. I will not be going in there. I'm not even close to being buffed at all. But the reason why I'm here, if you read my description in my video that later on, you will see links to 4 YouTube videos that one of our guildies, his name is Drake, I'm so sorry, man. Drake Groth. I don't know why I said Drake Goth. He posted it on his YouTube channel, and surprised no one from Mando was actually jumped on here, but that's cool. And it was the last day and the shutdown actually that occurred. Now, this was the last place that Huba was actually seen, was in the Death Watch bunker. He died in a Death Watch bunker, a honorable death with the rest of the Mandalorian Brotherhood Guild. I think we had 2, maybe even 2.5 groups going on down there. We basically just went down there and clean house for like 5 minutes, which was fantastic. What's up? And so it was all cool. It was all good. And all right, I'm not going to even tell him. He can do whatever he has to do. And that was the last thing that we all saw Huba do. You can see him in those videos. You can hear my voice in the videos as well. A little bit more faint than you hear me now. Definitely more faint. But yeah, it was the last thing that I was doing. So the Death Watch bunker was very much the last place I ever was at. And if you guys want to see what the Death Watch bunker looks like, I mean, I can at least bring you there somehow. So you can see what it's like. This is what the Death Watch bunker is like. I think where we made it to, and I don't recall, but I want to say we made it to about here, maybe? Right about there in the Death Watch bunker. I don't know if it was there. I want to say it was either here or it was here with the, I don't remember which one. It was one of these two. It was one of these 2 rooms. But, yeah, it was the last place that anyone saw Huba. So as you can see, this is where you get all your BLCs and PLCs, your primary binary liquids, as they call it, to make your Mandalorian armor. So if you ever want to grind down here, you grind down here. So let me get to that. That's one of my stories here, I guess, and one of the places over the years of Huba, because Huba has had quite some adventures. Now, I won't lie. I've had some great adventures also with my Jedi, and maybe I could explore that as well if we have some time. I'll explore it on Huba though. I won't do it on my Jedi. Well, I don't know. Maybe I'll just go back and forward between Huba and my Jedi. But the bottom line is that I spent probably a good 2 years in the Death Watch bunker trying to get the parts for the Mandalorian armor. And I never got them all. And when I did get them, finally, the guild would come together. We'd do whatever we need to do. Or I'd hire somebody to build whatever they need to build with the armor. But I would never do it myself because it was just too chaotic. And it's kind of a challenge to do it because you got to bring a trader down here and everything, right? But I've over the years, I've bought some of them, some of the Mandalorian armor pieces, like I've done here. I don't have all of them just yet. I will have all of them soon, I promise. I think it's a to-do thing now for me on my list here in Star Wars Galaxies on SWG Legends. But 2 years, I spent 2 years, and I remember this exact spot. Let me see if I remember the exact spot that I stopped at. If I recall correctly, the spot that I would always make it to, and there is somebody in a DWB, which is funny. The spot that I would always make it to and actually stop at, would be right, was it here or was it here? It was one of these two. I think it was here. I want to say it was right here. I'd stop here because I'd be able to go back and forward between two NPCs. Oh, that's a spy. That guy's a spy, definitely. I saw that. Okay, because I'd be able to go back and forward between two NPCs only. And it was either here or it was over here. I don't remember. I think it was over here. And I set a macro and I let it go for the night. And, his inventory would be full pretty much within 4 or 5 hours. I had to dump it. And yeah, I would start collecting it. And after 2 years, I would, I would finally start getting pieces, but it would take a long time, a long, long time. Now that DWB grind was never fun. But, if you look back on the videos that I posted in the description, you can see that this was the last spot that Huba was seen on the last day of the shutdown. And we actually have a shutdown video. The part 4 is the actual shutdown of the server, where the server shut down for good. The actual SWG server that was up in 2011 that's it. It was done. So you can see that in part 4. But this was a memorable moment, I think, for me here, grinding in a DWB for so long, and trying to get all the parts. And now I feel like I'm on repeat mode now here with trying to do it again. And some people are like, it's very easy to do it, very easy to get them, this and that. I get that. I think the drop's been a little bit more, from my understanding. But I haven't even attempted. And I probably should. Maybe I'll make that a goal for me in 2022, just to finish up my Mandalorian armor somehow on Huba here. So this is where I was last seen, and great. So I'm going to take you around to some of the other parts now, because this is where I was last seen, and we'll pretend like the server just came back up again, and Huba's back, right? But he's not back. Hey Ben, what's going on? How are you? Good to see you, man. So, and then, I'll talk about some of the other places. I know can't call for pickup, of course. I'll talk about some of the other places the Mandalorian Brotherhood with Huba was really popular. Because there were some cool places. And there were some good stories with at least Huba stories. And the guild in itself had some amazing stories too. And I'm sure all of them, if any of them pop onto the Discord, they'll tell you some stories. I can tell you a few things about some of them, but I'd rather have them talk themselves. And they might pop on at 11. Oh, you weren't in the live days? Oh, that's too bad. Well, you missed out on a lot. I mean, I think everyone has their moments back in live. Like I was saying, I started it probably in 2006, more or less. Really 2005, but I really started playing 2006. And yeah, 2006, 7, 8, 9, 10. So that's 5 years probably till 2011. So I played for about 5 years on there, on live. And this person's been here since this afternoon, or sorry, this evening. But that sucks. You didn't have the same value or level of enjoyment. Yeah, it's very nostalgic, really, for a lot of folks that went back in the day. So, okay. So, let me take you to another piece, because I haven't looked here yet, and I need to look. I'm going to go to lock. Now, nothing wrong with still learning. You can, you probably learned a lot over the time. I'm sure you have. So first of all, Vox music is freaking amazing. I always liked it. It's always unique. So that was the first thing. One of my other. So you played SWTOR. Great, good. What server are you? Are you still playing the game SWTOR? Are you still, or are you not playing it anymore? Because I actually just got back into it, and I'd be curious to know what server you are playing on if you are still playing, and if you're not, all good. So yeah, this out of my one of my other moments is just the music alone in Star Wars Galaxies has been is so fantastic. Like it's just like it's etched into my brain. This music, basically. When I was so addicted to this game for so many years, and then the music at times I would just hear it while I was sleeping, and it was soothing. Like it was just soothing. It just made my brain go, I want to. Oh, you're on Starforge. Ooh, I'm a Starforge too, dude. That's awesome. Cool. I'm sure you probably have a guild on there already, but if you don't, get in touch with me on Discord. Our guild can always use an extra player or two, and we're kind of a very small guild, but we just do our thing and that's it. We don't do anything crazy. But I'm glad to hear you still play. Yeah, I've been getting back into it, hence why you haven't seen me on here too much. But that's cool. That's good to know. Um, okay, so yeah, the music is one of the things that really always got me on here. So I covered where Huba last left off, which was on the in a DWB. You can see the videos down in the description, the last day and the actual shutdown with our entire group. Um, One of the things that, like I was talking about, the music is always etched in my brain, and it still is today. I mean, just the music alone is just so amazing. Um, Ashes of Malachor is actually Mandalorian Brotherhood's actual. I'm gonna turn it down just a tad bit. Actual city. Okay, awesome. Yeah, that'd be fun. Yeah, we tend to play like sometimes late nights, but it's just actually not really late nights. Probably I would say probably early evenings sometimes, but we don't play all day. We got old and we're old and we got jobs, so so we play. But so Ashes of Malachor is our city, and it's up here. Ooh, it's actually on the map now. Finally, that's good. I don't know if we got a shuttle port yet. We did not get a shuttle port yet. I do like the fact that we're here though. Okay, cool. This was where Ashes of Malachor actually was on Wanderhome. So when I was playing on Wanderhome, Ashes of Malachor was there, and I don't really remember much on here, but I think when we were on Starsider, we put it down somewhere around here somewhere. I don't remember exactly where, but it was around there. And there wasn't much to it. I actually want to see what our city hall looks like because I haven't walked into there, and everyone was supposed to be decorating it. Um, oh, and Ben, we have a pub guild and an empire guild on SWTOR both. So if you want to make a tune to play on either one of them, that's fine. We tend to, no, I shouldn't say we tend to play on a pub side because half of us play on one, half of us play on the other. Okay, cool. So I haven't walked into our city hall, and it looks almost the same, except we didn't have a table like this. What we had orange chairs, but the Emperor's throne, which was the throne of Mandalore, as we call it. I think we made it a little. Yeah, see how we had the crate skull and everything. We tried to make this throne of Mandalore, right? I'm going to show you exactly where I was when the server shut down. You know, Light Jedi Entertainer and a Lobi Dark Jedi. Okay, cool, awesome. So here's where I was. This was my exact position when the server actually shut down. I was sitting in our guild leader's chair. Basically, he was our Mandalore, Mandalorian Brotherhood's Mandalore. So we called him Mandalore. His name was Dos Ordo. And after we all died in the DWB, you can see that video down in my description. Part 4 is basically the Last Shutdown. I actually went to a cloning thing in our city, and I went here and sat in his chair like this, and server shut down. And that was the last time we ever saw Huba. Or sorry, the last time I ever saw Huba. I actually tried taking a screenshot of the actual shutdown at the time, and the screenshot didn't take. And I was so upset because I was like, how can I go back in and get a screenshot again? I tried it and I couldn't. I just couldn't do it, and I couldn't find it. It was never there. But here's the moment again, kind of recreating the moment a little bit of where I last was, where I truly last was. Not where I was last seen, but this is truly where I last was. So, very cool. I'm very happy to see that they did this here. Kind of neat. I almost want to take a screenshot now, just to take that screenshot. You know, kind of funny. Okay, let me see if I can do that. So, I'm gonna do that. Cool. I'm gonna take a screenshot just to have a screenshot. Excellent. Cool. I don't know why we are all rebel, because I was gonna say we're not all rebel. We're rebel and imperial both in this guild. I'm actually gonna save that screenshot too, because if I don't, I'm gonna lose it, and I don't want to lose it because it's a nice screenshot. There you go. And I have recreated the moment, at least for myself here. Now, what I could do is I can recreate the actual moment later on, which would be awesome. Right when that server shuts down, I should recreate that moment. I should just get out of here and go. So that was my last moment. I was actually there. Now, when the server shut down, I had a choice to either play with my original guildies from Loka, who were part of the Shadowhunters Guild. I think they merged into another guild at the time as well, created something else, but they were the Shadowhunters. I think they went to BC, which is called Black Company or something. I don't know. I think was it Black Company or British Company, or I don't remember what it's called. Then they went to like BCSH or something. I don't know. There's weird, or SHBC or something. They had like weird guild names towards the end. And then people stopped playing. People didn't want to bother. The server was shutting down. Everyone was more interested in SWTOR at the time. So people just didn't want to play. We were already merged into a server called Flurry. And, I started asking people that could, one of my buddies in there, I'm like, are you going to come to the last day of the shutdown? It's kind of a big event and a big thing. And he was like, nah, I don't think so, man. He goes, I'm just going to move on and that's it. He goes, whatever. And I was like, I was like, that's a bummer. And then the Mandalorian Brotherhood actually decided that they wanted to get everyone together one last time and do the run at the DWB. And, actually they met up here first, because if you look at the video in the description, you can see that everyone met up here first. And they met up at the city hall here. And cool. I actually want to take a look into this house if I can, if they let me in here. They did. Cool. I don't know if they decorated this or not. Let's see. Let's see if anyone's decorated anything. Very nice. I guess this was kind of almost like our guild hall almost. Because look how awesome this was. But I seem to remember, more Martha stuff. I don't know what Martha stuff is, guys, but I seem to remember we always had like a big thing, like crafting stations and stuff like that over here. And this looks really good. You guys did a great job here with the decorations. I'm impressed. But yeah, so we kind of said, let's get together and let's do something. Let's do something as a guild. And that was my big reason for wanting to play, because on the last day with somebody, I said, you know what? I'm like, as crazy as this sounds, as much as I want to play on my first ever character, I would rather and not really have a lot of people to play with at the time, because all those guildies were just not going to bother. And yeah, I could have played with other friends on the server, but it really wasn't going to be the same. I wanted to play with folks that were really wanting to play, and like they wanted to do something. And I'm like, that's awesome. I'm like, we got to do something. I'm like, this is great. I'm like, I was so happy that the Mandalorian Brotherhood wanted to do something at the time, and you know, it was a great thing. You know, it was like, of course, I always get lost in these houses. By the way, I don't know why. I always get lost in these houses. It's hysterical. Because I'm downstairs. But yeah, it was fantastic that I was able to at least partake in it, and you know, that was kind of the one big memory. So as I go around on Legends a little bit more, so that was probably the big reason why I chose it, and it was probably my a better thing for me. Because I actually, later on, after the fact, the server will be shutting down soon. Please find a safe place to log out. 60 minutes left. So that's exactly what started happening at the server shutdown. That's exactly what started happening. And everyone was like, like it just started hitting you that like something was gonna happen, and you had no, and like it was sad. It was really sad. So that was a big thing. So, but I'm happy I did that with this guild, because I really wasn't as close with them as I was with the other guild, but that actually brought me closer to them at the end over there, because we were all part of something special. We were all part of a big game, a big community. We all had our own personalities. That's for sure. As a matter of fact, one of my things that I would always come on first would be this. So I was the Susizzle, Vernizzle, I don't know if I, Vernizzle for shizzle, right? And then I would say Hooba Nooba and Hizza. So I was the I was the Ebonic Mandalorian, and it was hysterical. And my quote was actually on one of the shirts that we made for our guild, and it was great. I love it. I don't know if I ever got one of those shirts. I got to talk to. I think Lucas McCoy made the shirt, and I got to talk to him and see if he ever did. But I remember seeing the shirt, and I was cracking up. I was like, that's great. I got to get one of those. And I don't think I ever got in one of those, but. So yeah, it was, you know, we have this, and I wonder how many people don't even know. But this was one of the things, right? So it was kind of, we were there, we did. Oh, they're going to do this every minute now. Good to know. We were there, and we had a fun time, and you know, then we went to the DWB. To me, it was more meaningful to be part of something special with these folks, because later on, I actually got to meet people from in-game in person. And that's not something I normally would do. I was never into meeting anybody online. For me, I just didn't feel safe doing that. The first person I met, though, I kind of wish she was. I do talk to her today. We actually talk quite frequently. Was one of the girls from Mandalorian Brotherhood. She's over in Germany. She plays SWG Legends now today too. You've seen her on some of my videos, but we met. I want to say 2009, and you know, it was great. We met in New York City, and that was actually the first person that I met from a video game. And I was like, I really was reluctant, because I didn't know what to expect. Like we knew what each other looked like. We knew, we knew who looked like who looked like what kind of things we were into and everything like that. We knew all that about each other, but we never really met in person. And to me, I was like, you know, I've met girls off of dating sites. By the way, this wasn't a date, but you know, I've never met people, just people in general, online. And I was kind of like, I was like, you know what? I'm going to be brave and I'm going to meet somebody from online, and especially from a video game. We've been playing this and talking for almost a year and a half at this point, and I was just like, you know what? I'm like, yeah, let me meet up with her. That's cool. She's coming to New York City. I think it'd be great to meet up with her. I actually took the day off of work. I called out sick that day to go meet up with her, even though I was not sick that day. So that's what I want to do. I was like, you know what? I'm going to go ahead and, call out sick and meet this girl. So that was the first person I met, and it was actually from the Mandalorian Brotherhood. Later on, in about 2000 and was it 2012? I want to say it was 2012. I believe it was 2012. It was. I have to look. When was the last Star Wars celebration in Orlando? I'm gonna look it up right now because, and this is why this became meaningful to me. Because I want to say it was 2000 and I want to say it was 2011. No, I want to say it was 2011. I should probably look at my shirt that I have. It wasn't 2017. It was before that. It sounds like they might be coming there in 2024. That'd be great if they do. Um, I want to say it was 2012. Now that I'm thinking about it, it was like almost. Was this the one? I think this is the one. Yeah, it was 2012. Okay, it was the Orange County Convention Center 2012, and that was the first time that I met other folks from in game. Folks from the Mandalorian Brotherhood, Lucas McCoy and Do Sordo. I met both of them, our old guild leader and basically his right hand man. Ah, there's Jaster. I am on. So Jaster showed up, but I don't think it's coming on there. So yeah, so I met those folks, and I met one of my other buddy Kintz, who might have thrown a comment here and there on some of these live videos, but he was part of the Shadowhunters Guild, so it's another person I met. So I met three people, actually technically four, because I think Lucas actually married one of the girls that played. I don't know if she played in our guild. I don't remember, but and a 4 or 5 because there was another guy, and then probably 6. Yeah, and then John and and his brother were there too. So yeah, I met quite a few people while I was there. It was fun. I had a great time meeting those folks. It was excellent. They always invited me out to their events and everything like that. We ended up meeting a couple times more after that in a couple other Star Wars celebrations, which is great as well. And it's kind of you build. I built friendships out of this. That's the thing. I built friendships out of this, and because of this game, I built friendships with people that have something in common with me, and I absolutely love it. And that's what this means to me. This game means friendship to me. Okay, so two other areas that I really want to explore. I'm a little reluctant to go to one of them right now, but let me try because I get afraid I'm going to crash. Because Kadara tends to do that to people, but God, thank goodness it can crash. Good. I did not want to crash. So I'm going to take you to a little spot in Kadara. I would have done this on my Jedi, but I'm gonna stay on Huba for now. This spot is very meaningful to me, and I'm going to tell you why. This spot that I'm going to And I don't know the exact spot. I'll try to remember the exact spot. But it was around here somewhere. It was the spot of the first city that I ever created in game. So of course I get stuck there. That was interesting. So you can see what they did here on the beach over here. They created a little stadium for events as well. This is basically their pit here on Legends for beasts. I guess their beast pit. Very cool. Let's see if anyone popped into Guild Discord. I don't think so. No one popped into it. That's okay. I'll stay on just in case. So it wasn't here, but it was a little further out. It was probably around, you see where this city is coming up? It was probably around there somewhere. It wasn't that far off. And the city that I created, that's probably about right, actually. I really didn't see a lot of stuff in distance. I'll say maybe it was around here. Probably around here somewhere. But the city I created was called Peace and Harmony. And I remember creating the city, and I was a little frustrated because I couldn't get citizens. I had a guild that I started. The guild really didn't do much. Probably right about, wasn't here. I think it was right after this bend, if I recall correctly. Yeah, that's about right. Right where these houses are, actually. Cool. Yep, I remember this bend now. I truly remember this bend. Yeah, okay, so someone actually took this. Well, I don't know if there's actually a city here. It doesn't look like there is. But I created a city on the beach called Peace and Harmony. And it was quite interesting. And I had it on Loka, and I remember I had an event on the Loka server that I didn't ask any staff members about or anything like that. And I basically had a bunch of vet rewards that I just didn't want anymore. This wasn't anything to do with the shutdown. This was probably maybe a few years before that, and I just didn't want it. So I created an event, and I invited some folks, and I had over 1,000 Tusken NPCs from Storyteller NPCs, and all those NPCs randomly had loot drops in them. So people were getting items that were probably worth quite a lot of credits at the time, and items that were not really worth too much or no items at all. But they had to actually kill all 1,000 Tuskens. I think I called it like March of the Tuskens or something like that. I think that's what I call it. And the Tusken or Tusken Invasion. Oh no, I didn't call it Tusken Invasion. I think I called it March of the Tuskens. And the Tuskens were on the beaches in Naboo, and I made a whole roleplay story behind it. And people came. So maybe about 4 or 5 people showed up for the event, and it lagged the crap out of the server. It was so bad they actually had to restart the server. So it was quite a unique situation, and I guess something must have happened along the line where I posted something on the Star Wars Galaxies board about, thanks to anyone that came to the Tusken event, blah 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 blah. All 1,000 Tuskens have died now, and this and that, and I guess the the event staff at the time, or I think it's CSRs at the time, or the devs, came back and say, "Oh, we were wondering why there was so much lag on Naboo. We had no idea," and they were kind of cool about it. They didn't like give anyone any crap about it, but they kind of just said, next time run it by us and we'll make it official, and that was cool. But yeah, it was quite interesting. I just did my little own event there, so that was interesting. I'm going to go to another spot that was very important for Huba. This was actually probably one of the best spots. I'm trying to see where I should go in here. I'm going to go right here. We have 45 minutes till shutdown. So, one of my favorite events that happened with the Mandalorian Brotherhood Guild was before I was with the Mandalorian Brotherhood Guild. The Battle of Theed Palace. I'm almost positive there's a video behind that somewhere too. Or if there was, it's not existing anymore. I'll have to go back and look. I'll have to find it. I'm sure I'll be able to find it somewhere. I actually want to find this so I can upload it to this channel. I'll probably upload some of these videos to this channel. I'm going to ask the folks that run the YouTube channels or if they have anything, can I steal your video? But Battle of Deep Palace. So basically, our goal was it was a Mandalorian Brotherhood Guild versus the entire server. At the time, I was actually in part of a guild called Bounty Hunter Academy, and there was only really 4 of us in Bounty Hunter Academy left at the time, and the server kind of gave up against Mandalorian Brotherhood. Basically, they took the palace, and they came inside, and we had to storm the palace to try to beat them. And they were all on the stairs here. I remember they were all on the stairs. And the funny part about this, I did the flags change? I never realized the color of the flags. Interesting. And the funny part about this was that people started giving up because no one could beat them. They were all lined up, all up there. And what they were doing was that they were throwing their 2 best medics in the back. So whenever somebody was getting attacked, it was a situation of, well, we can't beat them. They're indestructible. They weren't indestructible, just nobody was targeting their medics. And I started figuring that out, and I started bringing down their medics one by one. Of course, they clone up and whatever, and they'd be there. Well, the fun part about this is what actually got me into the Mandalorian Brotherhood Guild. Because most of the server gave up. I think me and one other guildie kind of didn't give up, and then he kind of had to call it a night. He's like, I got to call it a night. It's getting late. And then I kept coming at these guys, and they're like, dude, what is wrong with you? It's done. Just stop. I'm like, nope. I'm killing at least one of you by myself. And sure enough, I did. And with a whole slew of them there, and then before I knew it, I killed a second one and the third one, and they're like, whoa, they're like, dude, you're really good. And I was like, I'm not that good now, but at the time, they kind of, after that, they kind of approached me in Mos Eisley Starport, and they came back and they said, so we were talking within our guild about this, and we were wondering if you wanted to join the Mandalorian Brotherhood, because you seem to know your stuff a little bit here, and it'd be great to have you on board, and having the extra body doesn't hurt us at all, and you can partake in a lot of our events and stuff like that. And I was more than happy to do it. I said, you know what? There's only 4 people playing in Bounty Hunter Academy, and the 2 of them were husband and wife. I didn't see them for months until they came back for a day, and then they didn't show up again after that. So I said, yeah, I'm leaving. And then I asked, can I bring my other buddy from this guild along as well? And I got him in there too as well. So that's how I got in Mandalorian Brotherhood. This spot right here. Oh, cool! You can finally see Luke and everybody show up here. Haven't seen them in a while. This kicks off some events, but I'm Imperial, so it's not going to make a difference. But very cool to see Luke. But that spot right in front of the starport, there's a reason why I came there. That spot was on my Jedi. When I was playing, I had my own guild, but it wasn't doing much. It wasn't doing anything. I had my city. It wasn't doing anything. It wasn't getting a shuttle port. Finally, eventually down the road, they actually, just created some odd shuttle ports, for people that, were logging in, had enough maintenance in their houses, and I guess they had them going to the cities, and people were getting shuttle ports at that point. But this spot was when I met my first guild that I joined, which was Shadowhunters, on my Jedi that I showed you earlier. So one of the guys popped in. He was a Moncalian, Moncal Jedi. He asked, and then another guy popped in. He was a Zabrak Jedi, And then another guy came in. He was a human Jedi, and I think I was like level. It must have been like level 85 or something like that. I was still grinding up a little bit, and they're like, "Hey, we saw you around a little bit. Just wanted to see if you want to join the guild. We're the Shadowhunters. We know you're rebel. We've already asked one of your guildies if he wants to join too. So we just figured that we asked you if you want to join, if you want to disband your guild or merge. They actually asked me to merge the guild, is what they said. But there was only like 3 people in the guild, and actually no, there's 4 people in the guild. There was me, Kinst. I had a whole bunch of other guildies, but they never played. I want to say, what was the kid's name? Was Brendan or something like that? I forgot his name. Brendan something or other. He was kind of young, and then there was also another Jedi called Valen. Valen? No, Valen. No. No, it wasn't Valen. It was Vian. Vian Cresting's son. Oof. That guy was just constantly up my butt. And like I was like, yeah, I'm merging. I'm going to disband the guild, and I'm only going to bring one other guy along. And they're like, well, what about the other 2? And I was like, well, if there's one other one, maybe you can bring this Vian guy along. But just so you know, you're dealing with them. Because that guy was up my butt. Like every 2 minutes, he said, I'm bored. I have nothing to do. Give me something to do. Please tell me what to do. Give me something to do. Hold my hand and walk me through this quest. And I'm like, dude, stop. I'm like, I got to do my own character. Like, I understand it's an MMO, but like, I had other things I wanted to do in the game. And like, but it was constant, like tell after tell after tell. And I'm like, oof. I'm like, that's just got to stop. And so I got him to join the guild. So I think those were the 2 other ones I got in, and then eventually I think they kicked them out of the guild. So that was the other piece. I'm trying to remember. There was also some stuff on Talos. Now I don't want to really go to Talos too much. There was a city on Talos that Shadowhunters own, and that Shadowhunters, when they own it, I forgot the name of the city now. Mount Phoenix is actually the MPI city. That was our rival guild, MPI. Shadowhunters had, I don't remember the name of the city. Dark Horizons, maybe? I think it was, or New Horizons. I think it was New Horizons, NH New Horizons. Now that I'm thinking about it. And it was on Talos too. And that's when I started, I had other characters. I had an entertainer who was a Trandoshan, a female Trandoshan entertainer. Basically, had my guild wife, my guildmaster's wife freaked out by that one. She hated Trandoshans, especially female Trandoshans. She hated that character. So I tortured her all the time, and she hated snakes. So, of course, I had snakes with the character when we started doing Beastmaster. I really didn't have a lot of pets. I really wasn't too big into Beastmaster. I think if I had anything, Huba might have had 1 chemo, and I think that's what he had. I think he also had a... I don't remember what he had. Now that I don't remember. I think he had a Nexu as well. I don't remember. But he had kind of the big ones. You are still in a help me a lot phase. Okay. Well, yeah. Well, don't struggle. And I'll just say this. I do a majority. Okay, so don't struggle to ask questions. I think there's a difference between. Sorry, Ben. I just saw your comment now. There is a difference between asking questions and getting right answers, right? Because I think that's what your beginning stage is, and maybe not understanding a couple things, right? And you're probably asking more specific questions compared to somebody that's consistently sending you a tell every 2 minutes, asking you to basically walk him through a quest that he can do solo. I mean, legitimately, he asked me to walk him through all Legacy. He asked me to walk him through one quest on Kashyyyk that was the easiest quest there. And it was just frustrating. Like, it was just so stupid. And then, like, when he had nothing to do, when he was done with Legacy, when he was done with Kashyyyk, he kept asking me, what is there to do? What can I do? I don't know what to do. Please give me something to do. Like, he was like he was trying to put blame on me for him not having anything to do. And I was like, dude, I'm like, you've done everything in the game so far. I'm like, I don't know what to tell you. I'm like, we can role play or something if you want, but we can go do terminal missions. And at the time they didn't have heroics. They didn't have Mustafar. This was before Mustafar, right? So no heroics, no Mustafar. There was a lot of stuff, that they didn't have. No Beastmaster, nothing like that. Nothing to the point of you have like 5 billion different things to do. And it was unfortunate because he wanted something to do, and I understand where he was coming from, but it was a consistent tell after tell after tell after tell. And then, yeah, you have, okay. Okay. Well, again, you can definitely, don't, if you explain it like that, got it. Understand. See, and he didn't say anything like that. So, but I understand now where you're coming from. Now I completely understand where you're coming from. Okay. Understood. Yeah, Legacy Soul is not too difficult. I'll give you my hint that you just buff up yourself pretty bad. If you need to do that, and buff up to wazoo. Just talk to me in game if you see me in game, and I'll get you the right way. If you're still in, well, it sounds like you've gone through a couple legacy quests. I think probably your challenge might be more to heroics, but doing group stuff was a little bit easier, right? And medic buff and whatnot. Just take your time. And that's it. So, all right, regardless, I'm going to move on because Talos was what I was talking about with the New Horizons on there. And there was also an event on Talos with Huba, which was a hysterical event. I wanted to talk about this one. I really wish that he was on so I can talk to him. He's not on. Anu. Dang you. Okay. There was a guy that we would role play with. His name was Captain Zach Powers. And he was funny because we would start talking about master and apprentice with him and stuff like that, and how he's going to be the most powerful Jedi in the universe, and he played along with it really good. And on Talos, I guess there was a event that was being ran by Wanderhome Radio. Wanderhome Radio was basically the official station of the Wanderhome server, and I don't remember exactly where the event was on Talos, but what I do recall is that we would put requests out there for songs, and it'd be cool, and everyone would get their music requests in. They do little trivia and stuff like that as well. Some prize giveaways, and I think they shut down Wanderhome Radio after some time. Well, you know what? The Legends Discord. Be careful. I don't like it when they make fun of people. This is not the first time I've heard of anybody being made fun of on there. There's a couple of folks on there. It's not cool. It's just not cool when they do that. So we went ahead with Captain Zach Powers, and I think I finally put a song. I don't remember what song it was I requested, but I remember I put a request out there and I said, I'd like to make a request to the most powerful Jedi in all Wanderhome, Captain Zach Powers from Huba Maraka. And please, I think Captain Zach Powers has something to say. He had a speech. And he didn't really have a speech. I just put him on the spot. And and Anu would crack up on this one. And I really wish that he was here so we could talk about it. I might get him on one of my podcasts. I think that'd be funny. But he made this weird speech about, I don't know, it started talking about religion, and he went crazy and he started preaching. And I'm like, what did I just do? And then he started talking all this crazy satanic stuff too. And I'm like, oh my gosh, and we never saw him again after that. We legitimately never saw him again after that. And I'm cracking up because I put him on the spot, and the guy played along with it very, very well. And I didn't know anything about him. And I guess, I have screenshots of the times that I used to like approach him and talk to him because I always used to run into him, and I should share them somewhere. I got to share screenshots on this channel one day, just because it'd be fun. But anyway, those were the things at Dallas. I kind of went through a lot of memories. I think the one memory I haven't gone through was my times on Restus, because I used to spend nights up till 4 o'clock in the morning on in Restus. We used to have massive PvP battles, mainly on Loka or Flurry or whatever. Starside, I really didn't see it, or Wanderhome didn't really see it too much. But Loka/Flurry saw it a lot, and because those were the big guilds that would have it. So we had the big Imperial guilds, which would be Asylum and MPI, and then we'd have the big Rebel guilds, which would have been guilds such as the guild that I was part of, Shadowhunters, was pretty big, as well as WAC, which was Warriors of Kashyyyk. They were all Wookiees. And there were a couple other guilds too that I always partake. I mean, obviously, I'm just calling out some of the guilds that I remember. But and we had so many battles in Restus, so many battles. So I'm probably going to go to the event soon. And now on Wanderhome, one of the things that I had was the guild leader of Mandalorian Brotherhood. Before I came in here, like I said, I was part of Bounty Hunter Academy. The guild leader of Mandalorian Brotherhood was in Restus, surrounded by folks that were actually here. But he was at the line. So he was at the PvP line, but he was AFK, and he never goes AFK. And he had a bounty that was over 1 million credits, and I took it. And my range was just perfect for him. Everyone was trying to protect him, surround him, seeing if they can heal him, do whatever. They couldn't do it because I guess when you initiate the bounty, it doesn't happen. And the fun part about this was I did not have to go into the PvP zone. I stood here with my buddy Anu, and I just kept shooting the guy, hoping that he would not come back from the keyboard. And I'm getting hate tales from everyone else in the Mandalorian Brotherhood at the time, basically saying, you're a pussy, come into the PvP zone. How that, that's just so stupid. You had to earn it this way. That's not that, you learn how to play, stuff like that. And they were getting mad at me. And then at the end of the day, of course, I joined them, and they told me the whole story. They're like, yeah, we were so mad at you that day. Like, we didn't know anything about you. We were so mad at you that day. And, and then I think maybe it took the guild leader didn't care. He was like, oh, whatever, I guess the bounty's off my head. But the other folks were like, no, that's rotten, that's shitty. Let's go to war with their guild and this and that and that. You shouldn't be doing that. And what made that funny was that, later on, that I joined us, what made it funny. But, so they eventually later approached me and came back and said, we're so mad at you at the time, but it's old times, and it was funny. I actually had the screenshot of when I got the 1 million credit bounty. And every time it's the guy's birthday that ran the character, I would always post it on his timeline saying, remember that time? Happy birthday. So I got to keep remembering to do that because he doesn't play anymore. But it's just funny just doing it. Okay, so I'm going to go to the event now because now is a time. It looks like everyone is here. There's a camp here. Great. I'm going to go to Xavier's camp. And I'm going to put it down. I'm not going to take a bounty. And we're going to see how everything is over there. 27 minutes. So I'm going to go with about maybe 5 minutes left. I'm going to go to where I left off. So this way I can do a proper Huba screenshot of a server shutdown. Because I think that's awesome if I could do that. I want to say there's probably enough folks here. Probably enough folks here. There's a Starlight Pit. There's the lag. Exactly what I expected. No one's going to get the badge. I can tell you that much for certain. So, quite a lot of people here, though. It's so laggy, I can't even... Ghosts? Nice. I don't even know if I... Alright, let's see. Do I see anybody I know here? Not really. But if I really want to do so, they did. The Great Pit Carcoon here is now here. It doesn't do anything. You can extract some bile from there if you want. So that's cool, right? You had some different things too you can get as well. I think you could talk to an NPC. What was the NPC? I don't remember what the NPC is. It's not Jabba. I think it's Bib Fortuna, is it not? Where'd Bib go? I don't really see anybody I know. Oh, there it is. Oh my gosh. So, you basically got 30 minutes. I love the fact that somebody's an Obi-Wan costume here. Someone's a giant. So you can see some of the costumes that they have. I actually don't want to make anybody a giant. I just kind of want to... Let's see if I can find Jaster. Give a shout out to your server from back in live. Shout it out. If you didn't play in live, feel free to shout out where did you play. Cool. Jaster's around somewhere. Where's Jaster? Jaster's around somewhere. Where the heck? Where can he be? Jaster, where are you, buddy? Gotta be around here somewhere. You gotta be around somewhere. Where the hell is Jaster? Jaster, dude, where are you? I can't find you. I can't. Wow, this is insane over here. You gotta be around here somewhere. I'm getting closer to him somewhere. Thing is, I targeted him, but I can't find him. You gotta be around here somewhere. Probably over here. No. You gotta be insane over here. I can't find my guildie. Nothing wrong with Wanderhome. That's my favorite guild. So, boy, the lag here is just what the problem is. He's around here. Jaster's around here somewhere. 22 minutes. So this is kind of what they were trying to replicate about the people in the area. There's a guild leader from Nova. Hey, Ann. What's going on, buddy? I don't see too many folks that I actually know. Unless Jaster... Oh! I didn't realize what the heck he was. I'm like, what? What is Jaster right now? I'm like, what is it? So, I really want to recreate that last moment with Huba. The very last moment. So you guys got a lot of stories out of me tonight. All good stories. Everyone has their moments. Everyone has their stories. If you have a story, leave it in my comments. I want to hear your story of the last day. That, I mean, I would just go ahead and. So it's kind of intriguing. We got about 19 minutes, and I really want to recreate the last moment of Huba, like the last. Oh, now it's starting to get laggy in here. Yeah, imagine if the 20-year shutdown actually happened. Holy crap! That would be 2031. I think it's possible. I think it's. I mean, I already gave my age away. I'm going to be pretty old at that point, but I can still be playing this game. I mean, it's without a doubt, anything could be happening at the time. Let's see. I really wish that I knew more people here. I mean, I know enough folks, I guess, on the server from Nova and from my guild. I know a few folks from other guilds too, but I'm not as friendly with them as I would like to be. I want to see what costume I got, but I can't find Bib Fortuna. Oh, I was gonna say he's hidden a little bit. Here he is. There he is. Give me a costume. Any costume. Oh, Burning Ewok. No, give me another costume. No, I don't like that one either. Give me a costume again. Eh! He's not giving me good costumes. What in the hell is this? I don't like that costume. Stop standing on Bib, freaking crying out loud. Oh, a Choku? Oh, Chokus. Give me another costume, please. No, I want to have a cool costume. These costumes are so bad. And it's so laggy right now. You know what? I don't even want a costume anymore. at this point. I didn't want it. Everyone wants a different costume. Remove my costume. It's as simple as that. I'm just gonna leave Huba as is, and that's it. And he's gonna get his advanced Tuscan rifle there. There's staff member Rain. He's with Dev. What's up, Rain? I might have talked to Rain once. I don't remember. Yeah, I'm definitely, wow. Oh, this is going crazy. This is a lot of people in one area, right? So I am, within those 5 minutes, I'm going to get to my last spot because I want to recreate the actual moment. Because this was not my moment. This was not the moment. This would be a nice new moment. The biggest smartass now. Oh, they mean SWG Legends 2 after the shutdown. That's SWTR. Well, it's really nice so that they did something, I guess, to honor the 10-year anniversary. I'm actually very happy with this because it's just made my video kind of special. Um, and I really, 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 really want to play this. So here's what you're going to get out of me. I'm going to treat this like this is the last moments ever. 13 minutes left. Last moments ever of SWG Legends, right? But I'm going to treat it like it was the last moment that I had on Star Wars Galaxies to begin with. So I can't, because all these people I'm going to see them again tomorrow. So how am I going to do that? How am I going to come back and say, wow, Star Wars Galaxies is gone. That's it, right? Here's how I'm going to do that. There will be no live streams from Star Wars Galaxies from me until 2022. Meaning that these next 2 weeks, I will not be logging into game. I will not be doing any live streams on SWG. And furthermore, I'm going to take it one step ahead, and I might do something on Star Wars The Old Republic. Just to treat it like I just had that transition from one server to another. As a matter of fact, it is a 10-year anniversary of Star Wars The Old Republic from the first day they turned on the server about 2 days ago. And I think I was part of that. I think I was day one, if I recall. They put it in waves. They had beta waves and waves of people when they can early access. I was all part of that early access, and it was not the official launch date, but it was the early access date. And I think the official launch date came almost immediately right after SWG shut down. So you might get a SWG, SWTOR video from me. But yeah, I'm going to recreate this moment the same way I had my last moment on live for Star Wars Galaxies. At the 5-minute mark, I'm not going to go to DWB because it's going to be too much, and I'm not going to, within the 5 minutes, I'm not going to go, but I'm going to start making my way out of here at the 5-minute mark. But I will treat it like the last time that I was there, where the galaxy basically blew up. The galaxy blew up, and I was sitting in Mandalore's chair when the galaxy blew up. But I survived. I actually survived, and now I'm doing the same thing. I don't really, there's not a lot of folks that I recognize here, at least not too many. Let's see. Is anyone from any guild that I know, besides the guilds that I'm part of? I don't remember. And this is where it gets a little tricky because you don't see people that well here, especially if they're around the area. I guess this is kind of cool, you know. This is not how I would have wanted to go out though on SWG Legends. I don't know now, because maybe if Legends was officially shutting down, maybe this would be the way I would want to go out in SWG Legends with the quick, hey, I'm gathering with everyone, the whole community, and that's it. But I don't know. It depends what other moments I make on here. Yeah, right. I know. I don't get it either. I don't know what the hell they're even saying. I think everyone's just all over the place right now, Ben. I just kind of ignore them. I guess everyone has their own stupid little thing to say. I don't know. Whatever. Nova's taking a picture. How nice. I'm not going to get in there. I like that too. I like seeing that they took a picture together, and that's excellent. See, my other Jedi's actually in their guild, and only only 2 from the Rainbow Guild. I know one of the girls in the Rainbow Guild too. I'm surprised she didn't come on for this event. But she hasn't logged on in ages. Oh, are you? Cool. Why don't I see you? Oh, I typed it wrong. Where are you? Oh, wait. So you're part of Nova? I didn't know you're part. Oh, yeah. See, I didn't log into my Nova tune. That's funny, Ben. I'm just cracking up. I would have, if had I known that, I would have actually locked up my Nova tune. Now that I know that, I'm probably gonna. Why do I remember you not being in? I don't know. Okay, that's cool though. I'm actually happy if you are part of Nova. That's actually cool. Or am I missing something? Stay right where you are. Because you are very close to me somewhere. I need to figure out where you are. Oh, you're right here. Oh, you're in luck. Ah, I had no idea. I thought you were in Nova for some reason. There you are. Gotcha. Yeah, I just found you. I was like, why can't I find you? I couldn't find you. Cool. You mind if I examine you? That's kind of one of the things I like to do. I like to look to see if you have any bios or anything like that. No bios. That's one of the things I always try to do, and I haven't done it. I gotta make the bio again on my character. Cool. Awesome. And see, you're doing good. You got the Jedi Master Cloak, the one that we get from the collection. That you're actually doing better than I am on a Jedi. That's good. That's great to see. All right, I'm gonna go now out of here because I don't want to be a part of this because this is not a true shutdown. What I want to do is I want to let me see if Jaster's doing anything. No, Jaster's not doing anything. I want to make this a true thing, like I was just having a true shutdown on Star Wars Galaxies. Like true Star Wars. Got 4 minutes left. I gotta get there. I gotta get there within 4 minutes. Okay. Like a true Star Wars Galaxies shutdown. Okay. Which means what I'm gonna do is I'm getting there. I'm going to Mos Eisley Starport. I'm going to lock. I'm going up to. Hopefully, I'll make it in time. Should make it in time. Just in time. And then I am going to take that last screenshot of the server shutdown. And I'm going to post it out on my social media. Yeah, see, people know that it's not really shut down. And this is what people are all over the place. Oh, that's awesome. Your guild helped you with that. That's awesome. Yeah, I actually have some macros stuff that I was able to do, and I'm just getting lazy. To be honest with you, I'm getting lazy. And, stuff that I should be able to do. Yeah, and that's on me, But that's good. I'm glad your guild helped you with that. That is probably one of the most fantastic things and one of the best feelings when you probably tried doing it on your own at some point and you probably realized you couldn't, and your guildies probably came together and said, yeah, let's help you. Let's get you this shit, And I'm very happy to hear that. That's good. Three minutes left. Can I make it to Ashes of Malachor in 3 minutes? I don't see why not. As long as I don't get pulled off a speeder or something, right? I'm glad Ben was able to join me tonight. That's great. I'm very happy that you were here. I know a few folks popped in here as well. Didn't really say hello to me, but that's okay. They might go back and watch us later on. I've had a few new subscribers, actually, which is great. I'm hoping that they, as well, get to join in on the fun at some point. Oof, I'm cutting this one so close. So close. Like, so close. Like, it's going to say a minute left any minute here. That's a very good idea. Who's here? I don't know who's here, but whoever's here. I'm recreating the moment of Huba being in the Empress throne. There is somebody outside, probably where they last went, and I'm going to take the proper screenshot of this right when it says server shut down, because that is exactly what happened. This is exactly where I shut down last, and I want to recreate that moment here. And so everybody, it's been real, it's been fun. Been fun playing SWG with all of you. Hopefully we all get to have some fun together in the future again. And yeah, you know, it's almost like the end of an era, but it's really not an end of an era, because the server will probably come back within the hour again here. But final save before shutting down. They actually called it a final save. Oh, that's yeah. Well, but it's very unique. You know, it's kind of a unique situation to even celebrate it like this, and that's how it was. 10 seconds. 10 seconds. You're gonna shut me down, and it's gonna say SWG server shut down. Hopefully, it doesn't log me out. I took one picture. I'm gonna see. There. That's what it looked like. That's exactly what it looked like. Boom. That's exactly what it looked like. I have recreated the final moment for Huba on SWG Legends. The true final moment for Huba. And there you have it. So it's almost like, you know, it's not there. And I remember I was trying to take a screenshot, I was trying to find a screenshot. I couldn't find it. It wasn't there. And that happened. And I'm like, oh, I hope I got the screenshot. And I had no idea. And, you know, I wasn't really playing like windowed mode or anything like that at the time. I was kind of just like playing, I think, full screen. And I think what happened was I took a screenshot of whatever was on my desktop and not this. And I completely lost it. And I was like, oh, my final moment on SWG was gone. And now I've recreated that final moment. Funny note that it says the server's online. And same thing like this happened. Like, you get to log back in. And you cannot connect to that galaxy at the time. The connection server is unavailable. Please try again later. So the same thing. And you actually see that in the videos on the description. So, yeah. All right, cool. So for anyone that has watched my video, you know, in throughout this hour and a half, thank you for joining me. Feel free to leave in the comments what your last memory was of SWG. And what was the thing you were doing during the shutdown live. I know some people do not play live, like Ben over here told me he did not play live, which is unfortunate, but cool at the same time, because you get new players you get to meet, and, you know, now you know there's new players coming in and playing this game. But yeah, you know, but if you did play it live, give me that thing, you know, tell me, you know, here's the last character I would have had. Probably won't be able to log in, right? So give me that thing, and, you know, tell me what your final moments were. Tell me what your best memories were as well in the comments. I'd love to hear it. I know SWG Legends put it on a forum as well. They want to hear it, but I'd like to hear it on my videos too. And I've now finally recreated the moment, so I will be posting this up on my Instagram. I don't really have a Twitter for Huba, but I kind of do. So I will. I kind of have a Twitter for my podcast group, so I'll put it up there as a thing. I have a Facebook Huba Maraca account, so I can put it there. And obviously you see it on my YouTube here, so you guys can capture that. You can see that moment as well. So I'm going to leave it at that since we're no longer playing. And I hope everyone has a safe and happy holiday. I will not be streaming for the rest of 2021. 2022, I will be back with some streams. And until then, may the well, at least I won't be streaming Star Wars Galaxies. I shouldn't say that. I'll be doing some Star Wars The Old Republic stuff, though. But until then, may the Force be with you, and I will see you guys later. Take care, everybody. Peace out.